Hello, my name is Christian Luciano, and today I'm going to show you how to use 3 basic thinking maps to help your students organize their writing so they can make complete sentences in kindergarten and first grade. When you start writing with your young students, you always want to start with a brainstorming activity. When you do brainstorming, you will always use a circle map because they can write as many ideas in there as they can come up with. For this activity, we're going to use something called a divided circle map, which is a circle map that has just been divided into categories. I chose something that I felt students would be familiar with so that we could get a lot of ideas out of them as a group activity. So in today's example, they are going to write about their teacher. You put the topic in the middle of your circle map, and then I chose the words is, has, and can so that we could create complete sentences. When they're brainstorming, I like to do it into categories. So I always say, tell me everything that your teacher is. And they're young students, so they're going to come up with easy words such as she's pretty, she's nice, she's smart, she's kind, or she's caring. Now they're not going to use all these words in their sentences, but at least this gives them a bank of words to choose from. Next, I chose the word has, and again I'm going to lead them in a direction that they come up with words that fit the sentence. My teacher has glasses, a dress, hair, or nice shoes. These are young students, so they're going to give you things that are, again, right on the surface, especially at the beginning of the year. But as the year goes on, you can lead them towards using more adjectives and being more descriptive in their terminology. And the last word I chose was can, so I'm going to do the same thing and ask them, what are some things that your teacher can do? Young students might say, oh, my teacher can dance, or she can teach me new things, or she can be funny, or she can tell jokes. Now from there, I have a nice bank of words that my students can choose from. At the beginning of the year, you're going to do this as a group activity, and maybe all the way through kindergarten, you're going to do this as a group activity. Once you get to first grade, they might be able to do a lot of this on their own. So just work with them and follow the lead of your class to see how much they can do. Now you'll notice I do have these color-coded. The colors don't really matter, but being such a small school and helping the students with color coding, I suggest using the same colors so that they can carry over from grade level to grade level. In my case, I chose green as I'm going to use it as my beginning sentence, yellow for the middle of my paper, and red for the ending of the sentence. These are just easy colors for kids to remember because they're so used to seeing green, yellow, and red in their everyday life. From here, we're going to move them to a tree map. Now this is not things that you do all in one day. Your first day might be only your circle map and brainstorming your ideas, and that's it. You're done for the day. You come in the next day and you start working on your tree map. A tree map is to take their thoughts that they have put into brainstorming and move them into more specific sentences. You'll see here that I've also added the pronoun she, or if you have a male teacher, you could put the pronoun he, and these are some things that you can add in so their sentences aren't repetitive and starting with my teacher, my teacher, my teacher every time. You'll see that the colors carry over. Again, I used green in the beginning, yellow in the middle, and red at the end so that they can know exactly where they're pulling their words from. Again, this might be something that you do as a group activity in the beginning and just have your students copy what you have, but you eventually want to relinquish control to them so that they can choose their own words and not everybody's paper is going to be exactly the same. In our case, I just chose the words smart and caring, and has hair and glasses, and she can dance and tell jokes. Now maybe when you start, you have a class that can only add one word at a time. You don't need to add the second word and the word and in there. You can do one word first and then throughout the year move on to adding different words after that. When you're moved from here, this would be all you do in the second day. The last day, you're going to move to a flow map. As you can see, the colors continue to carry on. The only thing I didn't do in my flow map is use yellow in the middle because I wanted you to be able to see the words that I had written there, but just know that your yellow words would be in the middle. Again, color coding is a huge help to younger students because they can clearly see where they're pulling all their words from. Now all they have to do is copy it from their tree map. My teacher is smart and caring. My teacher has hair and glasses. My teacher can dance and tell jokes. Again, if they need to move towards that pronoun, you can start with my teacher and then you can add the pronoun she in your second and third sentences. This is going to be a great way for your students to learn how to write complete sentences, make sure they have everything they need to have in their paper. Also, you'll notice that I did not capitalize teacher in any of my examples. It's because when they write their sentences, only the first letter of my teacher is going to be capitalized. So you want to model that appropriate behavior in their whole writing the whole way through. Now when they get to this point, all they have left to do is write their sentences. You can have them write it on lined paper, you can have them write it on construction paper, and then I like to have my students underline to make sure that they have their green sentence, their yellow sentence, and their red sentence. And that's a great way for them to double check their work and make sure they have everything they need to have. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.